Reza and I read How to Assess Higher Order Thinking Skills in Your Classroom by Susan M. Brookhart. And the basic idea of this book you really get from the title. It's about higher order thinking skills that I will refer to from now on as HOTS, and then also assessment, specifically formative and summative assessment. She also focuses on 3 other subtopics: metacognition, so the idea that your students are thinking about their thinking, but also that the teacher is thinking about their thinking and about the process of thinking. It also focuses on creativity and how to foster thinking outside of the box, since that's a 21st century skill. And then she continues to reference 21st century skills, this idea that students shouldn't just have to recall information, because in this day and age, in the information age, all you have to do is Google it anyway. So the importance of basic facts aren't necessarily as important as we used to think they are, because now students can just look them up. So instead, higher order thinking has them process the purpose. Is this website valid? Is this a good resource? Is this good information? So that when they're recalling information using a technology, then they're using those higher order thinking skills to process that information more effectively. The book breaks down, after it introduces assessment, and she talks about 3 basic principles of assessment, 3 additional principles that are just focused on higher order thinking, so things like using reference material so that students actually have something to think about, so that you're not just asking them information that you covered in class, but that could seem kind of random to them. If you give them a source to look at and then answer questions based off of that source, then you're gonna get better thinking, you're gonna get better results. And then after she introduces assessment, and it's all basic information there, she then goes into several chapters on different terms from Bloom's taxonomy, so analysis, evaluation, prediction, reasoning, those types of taxonomy skills that we're used to seeing. And in each chapter, she organizes it based on the definitions of the taxonomy, which sometimes is the most boring part I've ever read in my entire life. And then she gives several examples on how to use that in any classroom, but she does really focus a lot on language arts, science, and social studies examples. And then the end of each chapter talks about formative and summative assessment techniques, including ideas that we've already heard of before, like those ABCD cards. And then lastly, in the afterword, is really the best part, because it has this really awesome chart that I will show you. The chart is nice because when we're looking here, this is really, I'm not going to look back at this book